All right, so
We're back.
this is, of course, Mid-Card Mana. We got over here. Sam Keola, the Wrestling Connoisseur. We got over here. The Loose Cannon. We got over there. Future World Champ, Allison.
That's eating Simon.
She's eating Simon.
We're hungry.
With
so.
adorable chopsticks.
Aren't they? Those are my chopsticks.
Because he can't, he has to eat with a fork.
Yeah.
So, we are going to
that's
talk.
That's a cat back there.
Yeah, just in
Behind
case you
Andy's
thought
head.
it was a weird growth on my head, it's actually a cat.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
We don't mention that too often.
No, we try to avoid it. Anyway, this is our show talking about NXT Takeover Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Of course, the NXT pay-per-view that went along with the
Royal Rumble.
Rumble. And I mean, which is kind of always the case, NXT pretty much just
over my drink.
did so much more in such a short amount of time than WWE. I mean, the NXT pay-per-views have consistently been a lot better.
They have. And I will say this, I was even pleasantly surprised or happy with the Aleister Black Adam Cole match.
I thought this match would make you a believer a little bit more.
I won't say I'm Aleister
You're not
Black
a true believer yet.
And I don't know if I can say that Adam Cole necessarily carried him, but
how much can Adam Cole really carry anyway? But we're going to talk about that when we talk about that match. So, the first match of that show
get through, baby?
was Undisputed Era. Let me see if I can do it.
Was that how they...
Yeah. Shock the system.
That's dumb.
That is Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
That is really dumb.
War Games made me a believer in Kyle O'Reilly. I've always liked Bobby Fish. But War Games...
Yeah, I've always loved Bobby Fish. I'm still not totally sold on Kyle O'Reilly.
War Games sold me on Kyle O'Reilly, and over here we got to see a little bit... Get a little bit more offense in against their opponents. So, of course, Undisputed Era were the NXT tag team champions.
That's why you should eat it at the table, baby.
I don't want to eat at the table.
Then you kneel or stand. You're not stacking two chairs to sit over here.
So it was, of course, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly versus Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain.
Is
interesting
surprising.
that the Authors of Pain are still here.
Especially when they need them so bad.
I was convinced, absolutely convinced, they were going to go up at Raw 25, and I was...
I figured we would have seen them at the Rumble, either in the Rumble match itself,
or
excuse me, or interfering in some of the tag matches.
Yeah, that when they didn't show up at 25, I was convinced they were going to show up at Rumble and interfere in maybe Bar versus...
they should have. It should have been a last-minute change.
American Shield.
And it should have been American Shield versus AOP.
Or
That's what they should have.
if they don't find with that, I'll be so far.
I don't want to do a Raw review here, but let me just say this. Sheamus needs to take time off. So they really need to bring up AOP.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Is ridiculous.
We're going to rant a lot about that.
Apollo Crews on this last Raw. It was bad.
I saw that.
And
it was not...
They need to bring up AOP.
To watch.
It was. I was scared for both of them.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought, oh my God, Sheamus broke his back. And then I was like, oh my God, Sheamus broke Apollo Crews' back. But yeah, they need to bring up, I will smack you. You keep yawning or something.
I'm not yawning.
What are you doing?
I'm just cringing. I'm just cringing hard.
The thought of it.
Because it was bad. It was really bad, and it was unsafe.
It was just a minor spot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to Raw and Rumble, But yeah, I figured, AOP needs to come up.
And I thought this was gonna be their sort of last hurrah match. You know what I mean?
I kind of expected it is.
But they didn't give it to them as much as we all thought they would. So I'm wondering if the people that are gonna chase AOP out are gonna be debuting War Machine or something.
I don't know. I think they could just as easily go out on this loss, especially being hurt. go out that way, and when they come back, I don't know.
But I mean, it was a good match. There was a lot more submission style from Kyle O'Reilly to try and wear down AOP, because you're not going to win in a battle of power against AOP.
And I mean, they did good. AOP overpowered them
multiple times.
Yeah,
they went for the Super Collider, missed though.
Yeah, and I think they had been working on his leg, right? And so I think his leg kind of buckled. They hit it, the leg buckled. He went backwards. And then they got flipped over into his partner, and it was a good finish.
It was a very good finish
to beat AOP. It was a good finish because, how do you save face against this monstrous tag team and beat them? And that was really the only way. And
it was a good kind of sneaky win too, because I mean it didn't make AOP look weak. It made Undisputed Era look smart.
Yeah,
with how they were able to scoop that.
Undisputed Era still. I won't call them. What was it? Their ROH New Japan.
Red Dragon.
Yeah. So. After that,
is it time to play the game?
Yeah, apparently the game's on. After that was
the next match.
Velveteen Dream. Wasn't
yes.
It?
So the next match was Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno.
I agree with you. I kind of expected Ohno to take the win here.
I was hoping that Ohno would get the win here, and then just sort of because I mean Velveteen Dream got super cocky after his match even though it was a loss against Aleister Black. He was very much, and I mean that was awarded, I think, match of the year.
Yeah.
For NXT.
And that was a good match.
And it was a great match.
Dream called this one. I'm gonna knock him out in 30 seconds. And he could have had the pinfall in the early beginning of the match because he pretty much knocked Ohno out. And he was like, "Count it out, ref." And the referee was like, "What the hell are you talking about? You need a pinning."
Yeah, and this isn't boxing,
right? And it was pretty interesting. And I guess Dream really needed the win here too.
Yeah. I'm sad at Cassius Ohno losing because I needed a hero more than I needed a Dream right now.
Yeah, and I expected we'd see Ohno. I expected we'd see Ohno in the Rumble since he had a loss.
Yeah, I was surprised that
that
he was absent from that.
Yeah. So I don't know if Vince still has issues with Ohno. I don't think Triple H and them do. I mean, I think he's.
Well, I think also it's a shame.
He's fat?
It's a shame, yeah. That's always been something that's bothered me, that people are just like, oh, he's fat.
He is the modern day Dusty
He's
Rhodes.
let himself go, and I'm just like, no, you don't understand. He can still do everything that he was able to do back when he was like 50 pounds lighter. He can still do all of it.
Yeah.
So like, what's the problem here?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost ridiculous.
Oh, and here's the broken leg one.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. And yeah, so I mean, it was a good match.
Again, great ring gear and ring presence from Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
The whole boxer Dream get up with the mouth guard and everything, like it was really beautiful.
Dream definitely has his ring presence, even without all the get up, and to establish his character with these different sort of gimmick matches.
He's 100% owned this.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't know if someone else could.
Yeah. The question is when and if they ever bring him up to the main roster, if they'll just turn him into a joke.
Which would be devastating because
he's not the biggest guy, and they still seem to be against some of those smaller guys. So,
but I mean, he's proven that he's been able to pick up the actual aspect of wrestling the in ring technical work and stuff fairly quickly. I imagine a lot of it's just due to how much he's really, really wanted to be there.
Yeah.
So he probably puts himself through a lot of this stuff, and then character work. He's dedicated.
NXT is really the place to be. I mean, it's not mainstream, I guess you would say, since it's only on the network. But wrestling wise, American wrestling wise, that's the best place to be.
The three of course, cameos or surprise appearances at NXT Takeover. Not really that much of surprises, but 3 of their newest signees, of course, being War Machine. EC3,
and Ricochet,
who got to keep EC3.
Yeah, he actually.
I mean, I think he
TNA did not brand it.
Yeah, and he got the rights to it. He trademarked
and he went and he trademarked it. Both names, EC3 and Ethan Carter III. And so essentially,
brilliant.
Yeah. So essentially, I guess it's just up to WWE whether they want to buy those from him, pretty much, or if he wants to allow licensing or whatever. And yeah, I mean, he's made this character.
Yeah. And I mean, it's remarkable that for someone who was in the WWE and didn't
and I can't remember his name.
Derek Bateman, I believe,
that's right,
and didn't achieve the level of success that I think that they had expected or wanted. Went somewhere else and made a new name for himself.
Yeah, I mean,
and then now the WWE is able to acknowledge that name. I mean, everyone else that's gone that have gone and come back always revert back to the WWE name. I mean, look at Cassius, of course, Hero. Yeah. Who is another person more recently that returned and had to go back to their name?
I'm not sure.
It's like I feel like there are a couple. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Just hit X.
Pretty much. Very, very big deal. I think that they were able he got to be EC3.
I feel like he could have easily just gone straight to the main roster, honestly. And I mean, it probably would have done him many favors because he'd probably get jobbed out but push over, hit yes. But yeah, I think he'll do well.
I agree.
This round, which is, sometimes it's a hard thing to do for someone who was not getting that attention in NXT before. He really went out and made a name for himself. Not like Drew McIntyre.
That's the other one. Drew McIntyre, who went away and was Drew Galloway, made a bigger name for himself as Drew Galloway, came back to be Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, because, I mean, he was already Intercontinental Champion. He was already dubbed a Chosen One. Honey, we're talking. And so, I mean, he already kind of had an established WWE name.
Yeah.
And he went out and made a bigger name for himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's... I don't know. Yeah.
So then the next match of the night was the women's match. That was Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's entrance music is incredible, I think, by the way. The like distorted horse whinny at the beginning is genius.
It may have been my favorite match of the night, actually.
I was pleasantly surprised by it. I
mean, Ember Moon's already good.
Yeah.
But Baszler, goddamn. Baszler is a monster.
Yeah.
And she
absolutely played it perfect. Well. Yes.
No, just play, honey. Just go. Yeah, she played the part so well. I love the arm stomp, what makes it look like she's breaking their arm, essentially. That's it's beautiful, really, because I mean it makes you cringe.
And I mean the fact that she was relentless with the armbar.
Yeah. And I was curious, like, how are they going to do this? Because I was like, there's no way they're going to strap her tonight, but what are they going to do?
It was,
are they going to have a count out?
It was very strange.
I thought they would have a count out win. For her.
It was bizarre that it felt like after the 20 minutes of Ember Moon being in an armbar,
just raping her arm,
that she scooped. She just basically finally was able to get some sort of leverage and just slammed her whole body down to pin the shoulders.
Yeah.
But it worked. It was literally just like a scoop. It was like a scoop victory, and it was weird to feel like Ember ran away with the championship that she already had. You know what I mean?
It was definitely And I wouldn't call Ember Moon an underdog going into the match, but after the match began, she definitely was the underdog of the match. Baszler was just relentless.
Shayna Baszler a lot more on the MMA style, ground and pound.
She was just playing with
submissions, all that. And then afterwards, of course, post match, she hit the rear naked choke and was able to choke her out, and she passed out.
Yeah.
So I mean, and they kept selling. I loved the commentary team on this because they kept selling. What a vulgar display of just poor sportsmanship from Shayna Baszler.
And she just smiles.
I know. And
it's like,
it was great.
It's like Brock Lesnar meets Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And I mean, that may be the direction they're telling her to go with. I don't know, but it looks great.
Shayna Baszler has been my favorite out of the MMA 4 horsewomen. So I was pleasantly surprised to see that even in this loss, that she
got way over from this loss.
Yeah, she still looked absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And it was a good finish, It kept her looking strong, did not make her look weak to lose. With like you said, she kind of like scooped her over.
Yeah, it looked very much like an upset victory for Ember Moon.
Her legs were way over her head, and Ember Moon just laid like on her calves, basically.
Yeah.
And she just could not get her off. She couldn't get any leverage to kick out.
Yeah.
And
I was floored actually when the ref actually was able to get the 3 count.
Should be really interesting.
I would be very interested to see.
If they play it up psychologically, Ember Moon's going to go in knowing she's going to lose the title. And whichever way they go with it, but it could be a really good match.
Anyway. That was just alarming. Oh. So, the next match that we're going to talk about is Aleister Black versus Adam Cole.
As we've said, I'm not a huge Aleister Black fan.
He's said many times.
I was, pleasantly surprised with this match. Maybe it's just Aleister Black growing down in NXT. Actually be able to put on a complete match that's not just, kicks.
Aleister Black on WWE.
What?
Why not Aleister Black on the main roster already?
He's not ready for the main roster. He would so get eaten alive if he was on the main roster.
On
he needs like
5?
Is he that small? Is he really?
Probably.
I don't know how much he weighs.
Like 160 or something.
No way.
I don't know if that's true.
Look it up.
I'll
Anyway.
look it up.
I'm gonna eat some food real quick.
Again.
Somebody's been eating my food.
215, alright.
Is he 215?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. He's like a twig.
Oh, he's probably tall. Probably like 6'2", 6'3".
I stand by what I said. Anyway, so Aleister Black versus Adam Cole in an Extreme Rules match. So, of course, that meant people were going to run out. Like the rest of the Undisputed Era.
I'll have to really watch some of his regular matches again and pay more attention. But, maybe it being an Extreme Rules match, it kind of helped the story. I don't know if it was because maybe Adam Cole was calling the match, because heels usually do. I don't know what made this match better than most of his others. I really don't enjoy most of his other matches.
See, it's funny because as I was watching this match...
I don't care for his gimmick either.
As I was watching this match... when I watched it for the second time, it all suddenly clicked when I realized that all the things that we think are ineffective about him or him lacking in certain skills, it's all intentional, I think. As far as the limits that he has in ring, as far as mostly being based on kicks and strikes and stuff like that. And then also the fact that he doesn't ever speak really. Like,
right. I mean, they did finally have him start speaking.
So, but I think that's all intentional.
Well, I think that part's probably intentional.
I think all of it's intentional.
I don't know.
I mean, Tommy End, you know, for what he was in the Indies, he was incredibly talented. He was probably one of the bigger names in British wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that a lot of what they're doing with him now is very much on purpose. And unfortunately, it's not all connecting right now. I think it's starting to as we start to see him have more different style matches or have matches that last, you know, a little bit longer, where we get to see him change sort of styles in ring.
I do think
when we get a little bit more.
They wanted him to be like this, like knockout.
They wanted him to be like how they built
worked.
Baron Corbin.
That worked really well.
Anyway, sorry, I had to notably. I don't know if it's caught, but I was like, I had to notably sip some tea.
Had to swallow that one down.
Anyway, I thought this match was really good on both ends. I thought there was a lot of really good heel work from Adam Cole, and I've never really been a big fan of Adam Cole, but I did like a lot of his whole, you know, don't you know who I am?
Mm-hmm. I thought
this is what I do, and then the whole Adam Cole, baby.
I mean, he's never really stood out for me either. But I thought this match was great for both of them.
I thought this match really made him. It gave a real reason why he's the leader of Undisputed Era. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because as much as I hate to say this, he knows how to work the crowd. Mm? He's very good at it, and I hate acknowledging that Adam Cole's good at anything, but
the one spot that stands out for me was the chair spot, the side buster on the back of the chair.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, okay, well, his career's over.
I know, I saw that.
I was like, oh my God.
Even though I don't like him, I still like gasped.
And I'm sitting there really thinking about, like, okay, I wonder, like, you know, there's a point where it's like, okay, I'm going to hit this and I'm going to hold you when I hit it, so it's not going to take much impact. And then you flip out of it, sort of. Even still, there was a moment where it's like, he hits it and Adam Cole is just on the chair, legs up in the air. His back's like on the, you know, just on the back of the chair. And I was just like, wow.
I was like, I think it would have been better if they had rigged those chairs to buckle, at least a little bit.
Because I was just thinking, like,
that impact, oh my God, just like
your
one
spine,
spot. Yeah,
you know, that's not good on your spine. Not even considering the muscles, but just your spine in general.
Yeah, it was ugly, but it was nice. So, like I thought it was a really good.
Props to Adam Cole for taking that spot.
Yeah,
good match. I was happy with it.
I think probably as far as non-title matches, out of all of the, well, I guess, out of that weekend, I enjoyed that one the most.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm a big fan of Velveteen Dream and Cassius Ohno, but that one broke my heart a little bit, and like in a way I can't really describe.
And then,
no, I totally can, because I love Chris Hero, and he lost, and I cried.
We got a main event.
The main event, which was Johnny Gargano.
Really hate
Johnny
to follow that match,
but delivered. Honestly,
it was good. You know,
I think a lot. I think it was. You
got to give it to Gargano.
Enough.
You know, I mean, he's got that Daniel
against,
Bryan,
of course, Andrade Cien Almas.
Yeah. And I think they even mentioned that a little bit, but he has that Daniel
another
Bryan,
underdog like Daniel, like
he has that feel to him. You don't need to say it. We all get it. He has that feel. He connects to the crowd, and he's good at telling a story. And for a moment there, I actually thought he was going to win it.
And he's very charismatic, not only to the smarks that have been watching him on the indies for years, but to casual fans that maybe are just seeing him for the first time at Full Sail. I think that he's been really effective at, is that Alex Riley? No, but it's Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, who...
Okay, we're going to talk about that in a different video.
All right. Thinking back, like, nothing particularly stands out.
Of course,
from the match,
Candice LeRae at ringside, who ended up being the great equalizer that everyone has been calling for a long time, bringing Candice LeRae to take out Zelina Vega. She did.
Do you think... Well, of course, they're going to move straight from this into the Gargano-Ciampa feud.
Ciampa showed up? No. We didn't. So,
curious
everyone thought... I thought that Ciampa would show up
in the
match, cost him the match. I was convinced. That was my prediction. Mm-hmm. Gargano wins by DQ because Ciampa cost him the match. He gets the win, doesn't get the title.
Did not happen, though.
I was very surprised. Gargano lost clean.
He lost, but because of interference, basically.
Well, clean.
He did get Hurricanrana'd into the ring or whatever. And
then Candice came in.
Chased out.
And it was just like, I'm sick of this crap.
And, yeah.
To one of the biggest pops of the night, Candice LeRae jumps in.
And then, of course, at the end of the match, Gargano's there going up the aisle, and then Ciampa returns.
Out of nowhere, Ciampa comes in, hits him with the crutch.
Yeah.
Drops him.
Looks all crazy, too.
Yeah.
Like,
amazing.
Have you groomed that beard since you've been gone?
Okay, I love Ciampa. Ciampa was my favorite out of DIY since the second that I saw Tommaso Ciampa, the Psycho Killer.
I gotta say,
and I've been waiting for this for a very long time. I've honestly been waiting. I had been waiting for him to turn on Gargano for a very long time. It was unfortunate that injury sort of sidelined that storyline. Even more unfortunate that they couldn't have capitalized on this a little bit more.
Yeah, because the injuries just really have definitely stalled it, but I think it still is hot.
But I was a little concerned though, because Ciampa, after hitting him with the crutch, limped off. Like, didn't walk like he was 100%. So I was wondering if maybe they needed to make that appearance to sort of remind that and give him maybe
it would be great if that's how he comes
heal
out
all the way up.
If he comes out limping every night for the first 6 months.
It's like, this is what I gave to you.
Yeah, just I've been hurt. I'll never recover from this. You took this from me. I don't know. It'd be great if they did do it.
I would honestly love it.
They did a great job with this pay-per-view building up for the future.
Definitely. Nobody here ended up looking worse for wear. Yeah.
Except, Hero can't look worse for wear, but if anybody did, it was Hero.
Hero, who honestly probably will be transitioning to either a role on the main roster. What if Chris Hero is the 205 GM?
I don't think so.
We'll talk about the theories for 205 GM in another video, but that just popped into my head. I'm like, what
Hero
if they
needs
just
to be
want
pulled up to the main roster?
He should have been pulled up to the main roster a long time ago.
Shield. Just saying. Yeah.
But I do like the fact that I get to hear, "Oh no, oh no, oh no." I love him.
So yeah, great setup for the rest. When we get the next pay-per-view, next couple tapings,
which I believe is the next pay-per-view for them is Mania.
Yeah, which is not far off. 68 days or something like that.
67.
So yeah. Good pay-per-view. Better than the Rumble, actually.
Definitely.
They usually are.
Really, really good even by NXT standards. Like, I would put this in one of the top pay-per-views that they've had in the past year.
I can't say that, the main event blew me away. I was definitely into it.
I love Andrade Cien Almas. So I was glad. I loved his entrance. I love how he's really settled into this nice role as the heel champion.
I was pretty sure that he wasn't going to lose it going in.
I didn't
just
think he was
because it's like, how could you take it off of him already?
Yeah.
It would hurt him too bad. But then as I was watching, I was like, oh my God, Gargano's going to pull it off. So great job to them.
This was also played with how they've been booking Gargano. It was very much like a he needs this win.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what made it all the more devastating when he lost. And and definitely the Ciampa was adding insult to injury. And now Ciampa can always be like, yeah, you've never worked quite the same without me.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll definitely see where it goes. It all looks good.
Yeah.
No real complaints from me for NXT.
Not at all. I like how even though they're of course
no complaints from me.
Even though they've been building the relationship, of course, or talking about the relationship between Gargano and Candice LeRae. I liked how she was able to play a more active role, and they really talked up to the fact that she is a competitor herself.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be the same as she's just gonna sit on the sidelines as the wife or the girlfriend. No, she's gonna get in there. Yeah. So I liked that. Anyway, that is
NXT
our NXT Takeover.
5-star.
Yeah. Top to bottom, good.
I would suggest watch.
I watched it twice in a row.
I would suggest watch Rumble before NXT. That way you actually leave on a good note.
Yeah, so it goes up.
Yeah, definitely.